Stock Talk. This is your host, Scott. Hope you had a good weekend. Hope you had a good day in the market Friday. The Dow was down a little bit. NASDAQ was green and S&P was green. Portfolio was pretty flat for the day. We're going to take a look at that. Didn't really purchase anything. Didn't sell anything Friday. Kind of a slow day. Just watched the market. Pretty much that's all we did. But let's take a look at our portfolio. See what the market did Friday. Let's talk about what's going on tonight in the market and what our game plan is going to be for this week. All right, so let's go ahead and cut over now. All right, so as far as our portfolio goes, you can see it's about half and half, red and green. Most of them started out in green and kind of did have a few that fought their way back. The SPY, the GBTC barely got into the green. QQQ and the VTI, those are our ETFs that we had at one time. No longer holding any of those right now, but they did turn green. Now the Dow, which is the DIA, it was the only one that was red. So Novavax did have a decent day, 2.68%. Low volume, 4.12. But it did hold up pretty good. It was up most of the days, you can see by this chart here, and they actually had a little charge going on at the end of the day. So that was good for Novavax. EXAS up again to 2.3%. So it was up. Cliff up, managed to hold up 1.16, and U.S. Steel was, our other steel stock was down 2.78%. ACB still falling, down 8.21%. We still have some shares of that went through that reverse split. Not really even concerned about that one right now as far as doing anything else with that. But other than that, it was pretty much a flat day. A very good week, though. We had a good week in the market, good strong week for us, and so we'll take that. Just glad we didn't give a whole bunch of it back on Friday. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what's going on in the market tonight. Of course, the news has been all this here, all these riots going on across the country. Not really thinking that's going to affect the market a whole lot. I'm more concerned about China. I'm more concerned about the virus turn up and everything going well there. But we did have a little bit of red on it. Did have a good strong month of May, and so that's kind of out of the ordinary. May go away is usually the saying there, but summers can be slow at times. Seen that in the past, but it's all gonna hinge on this turn up and these businesses getting back, and that going well. So if that goes well, I believe we're going to see a market that's going to be green because it's been pumped full of all kinds of support. So if all that goes well, I think that's going to be fine, unless this China USA talk starts heating up real bad. Other than that, I think this riot stuff's going to blow over in the next few days. It's terrible what happened. It didn't look good to me, just by what I saw, but that's neither here nor there. The looting looks terrible too. So anyway, that's something that's going to blow over at some point as far as the looting and the riots go. All right, so we are down 52 points right now in the Dow futures, 8 points in S&P, and 20 points in the NASDAQ. All right, so let's take a look, see what's going on in Asia. Asia, we do have the Nikki's up about 0.75%. Shanghai is pretty flat, and Hong Kong does not look like it's opened yet. So nothing major going on there to be concerned about, doesn't look like. Let's take a look at the U.S. This was Friday. You can see here, Dow was down. It's pretty flat, and S&P's half a percentage up, and NASDAQ had the best day. Looks like people are switching back into those growth stocks like Apple and things like that, and Amazon and those kind of things, I believe. So just take a look here at this. It was a good strong day for the NASDAQ, but the Dow was pretty flat. So oil, let's take a look at oil. Oil jumps nearly 90% in May to $35. That's a great jump for us on that. Gas prices have not gone up too much, so that's good. But we do look for that oil to keep going up as long as this turnaround's good. It's all tied to the turnaround as well, I think. Of course, production levels as well. I think there's another meeting coming up here in the next month, this month sometime, and we'll see how that goes with the OPEC folks. Something I saw on CNBC. Let's get right here to this list here. The Fed has actually started purchasing ETFs. And some of the ETFs that they mentioned they were buying were these four right here. VCSH, HYG, VCIT, and LQD. And as you can see, they were all up Friday, but the news was on CNBC Friday that they were buying into these things here. And they just started buying into them. So this might be something worth watching. These four here, if they don't run too fast. I mean, they're up there pretty high, as far as their 52-week high. But these are this first one here. It's a Vanguard, I believe it is. Vanguard short-term corporate bond index. Just take a look at this one. They do have yields that they pay, dividend of 2.87%. But let's take a look at the chart on this thing. Let's just look at the 1-year chart. See, it's pretty flat. It's going to be safe probably, but if you're not going to make money. You're probably not going to lose money having your money in these. You're not going to make much. But take a look here. I mean, this is the thing about bonds. A lot of people say, well, I need to put my money in bonds and things like that. But this is the same drop, it looks like, that happened pretty much with the market. Let's see here. That was from 82 to 72, just about. So that's a pretty good sized drop as well. Maybe not quite as bad as the stock market, but it's a good drop. Bonds go down too. They may not go down as bad, but that's pretty significant right there. So those are the kind of things I look at, when I'm trying to figure out where to put my money. Everybody talks about bonds are safe, bonds are safe. Yeah, well, you're not going to make a whole lot of money in bonds. It's true that you're not going to lose a whole lot, but you're still going to lose when these markets crash like they do. So I don't necessarily think that's a great idea sometimes, but people like to put their money in bonds. Let's take a look at this, and this is another one. iShares. Let's take a look at it, see what it did. Same type deal, and it hasn't recovered yet. The other one has recovered pretty good. This one fell from 88 down to 69, so that's a pretty good little fall. That's not quite as bad as the market, I don't think, but still, you're not immune to these crashes. Just about anything you get into. Let's take a look at the third one here, VCIT. That's another Vanguard. This is a corporate bond. Let's take a look at the chart on that one. Again, you've got the same drop. And let's take a look at the last one there. And that's LQD. LQD, 1-year chart. You can see that did have a drop, but it has recovered pretty well. So that might be the advantage to some of these. Maybe they recover quicker than your stocks would in some cases. But we've recovered well from our loss. We're ahead of where we were even before the market went down. I like being in stocks. Stocks just make seems to be a little bit more comforting for me. So let's go ahead and talk about. So tomorrow, what we'll do is we'll watch the market on the open, see if it's going to stay in that red. Last week was a good week. It's been a good month, so we can't complain. Had a little pullback Friday, but that's all right. Just going to look for an opportunity. We got about 3 right now. They're close to selling range. It's going to be it's going to take several days for them to get back up to green enough. MPC, GBTC, and we had one more Cleveland Cliffs. So we'll try to get rid of one of those this week if possible. If not, we're just going to hold on to them until we get about 6% out of them. Other than that, we're going to look for opportunities to buy something. Maybe jump back in at EXAS again. We'll see. But have a good day tomorrow. We'll check back in with you about Tuesday night. Thanks. Bye. Okay, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe by clicking this button right here. Thanks. Bye.